You just can't be around the Opera House very long before you fall in love with it and the history. I want it to remain vibrant and alive. It was a place that was vibrant and alive from the time it was built.
When I was a kid, the Opera House was important. The St. Mary's School would hold their 8th grade graduation there.
We just had an acting group that did melodramas, and as you know, melodramas are kind of silly. They're like a bad American TV. I feel energy when I'm in there, and I get this feeling like the little ticket booth there, you know, just the way it must have felt in those days.
Even Europe knew Leadville. I've had tourists come lately that are from Europe and they hadn't heard of Aspen, but they'd heard of Leadville. Still today.
Way back in the day, the town of Leadville almost became the capital of Colorado.
Tabor became known as the Silver King.
He was very lucky. He struck it rich in several mines that made him a multimillionaire in those days. He built the Opera House because he liked culture, you know, to have some nice things in Leadville.
A lot of the miners went in there, and a lot of them hung around and drank and went to the opera there.
After working down in a deep, dark hole for 12 hours a day, they needed some form of entertainment to make them laugh again and cheer up their souls.
I put on my Victorian outfit and went to the Tabor Opera House and greeted people. And I liked that. I introduced the tours and told them about what they might be seeing. And I usually made them sing on stage if they would. So we would practice before they went on the tour. We'd practice, "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away."
It's a pretty special place, and you know, like we're saying, it needs to be babied a little bit and taken care of, or they're going to lose it. It's a big, soft brick building with wood framing inside, and it's over 100. You know, it's 100 and some years old. I just hope that they can, you know, do something about that and save it, because it would be a real loss if they can't. You know, they have all those beautifully painted sets up in there. It's kind of a history of old theater in America.
Vincent Price came through on a tour, and he saw that Oscar Wilde had performed here, and he said, "I played that part." And then he went back and personally prepared this poster for us of himself and himself as Oscar Wilde, and we treasure that. But this is the trap door that we believe Houdini had cut. He always had it cut a certain distance from the front of the stage. I actually was raised in Leadville, and my mother purchased the Opera House in 1955, 60 years ago. The time came when the Opera House was about to be torn down. My mom wanted to purchase it and preserve it. And she went to the bank and they said, "I'm sorry, you know, preservation isn't that important." But she persevered, and that's how the Opera House was saved. If she believed in something and wanted to do something, she persevered until she got it done. I mean, there was just no stopping her. The family has saved it for 60 years now, you know, and my husband with me. And we just really, really want it to be sold to somebody who can afford to refurbish it and keep it open year-round.
It's got to be a really hard thing to be responsible for. And you have to look at the maintenance on the place. It has to be heated. You know, a lot of things need to be done with it.
And you just never know if that's going to happen. We've been trying now for 6 years to get it into the right hands. To the people of the town, I hope they understand the wonderful history we have. I want them to know just how famous this town is. If the young people don't understand our historic value, then they can't share it.
Well, you know, we really want to preserve our historic buildings, and there's a lot of movements underfoot to do that.
Are there some opportunities we want to take advantage of? And for example, the city's applying for a Main Street program. State Historic Fund is back to twice a year. You have to justify why you're applying for that grant.
Remember, the Tabor Opera House that was in Denver was a beautiful place, and they tore it down. So it goes to show you it didn't happen.
Oh yeah, indeed, it has to be preserved. I mean, it's a gem that Leadville is very fortunate to have.
Oh, I'd be pretty upset. I'd be seriously upset because it's a real part. It's part of American history. It's a loss that wouldn't be acceptable. It would be a sad statement about where America is going when it's more about the dollar than it is about our heritage. It's more about ski condos than old Victorian homes. You know, it's like, and it's sad. It's very sad.
My greatest fear is that it will just sit idle. I want them to come in. I want them to perform on stage. If we present it right, it's very exciting.